To it. All right. It's Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican KKG, here with not only the legend, the Hall of Famer, but my guy Antonio Tarver. I appreciate you, champ.
Thank you.
Let's get to it. Elephant in the room, man. Jake Paul versus Tank was just announced. I gotta know from you, champ. What do you think? Is there validity to this fight? Is there validity in the business aspect of it? Is there any drawback in Tank's legacy? So in other words, is it valid because this is big money and that's what Tank should be doing when there's money on the line? Or nah, man, he should have took a fight at 135 against a fellow champ or somebody like that?
Yeah, man, you can't, I don't know, bro. It's just a new day and age in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And you either get with it or get left behind, bro. You know what I mean? These guys are you know, like, hey, they chasing the bag. They want the bag, and that's the motivation for a lot of these guys. You know what I mean? And ain't nothing wrong with that. Get your money, bro. But as far as the game is concerned, boxing, I don't know how to look. My whole thing is this: if he fights Jake Paul, will he ever become the champion? Come back to boxing, or even have a desire to fight any of these major names or big names? And if his career ended today, what can we say? You know, it's all opinionated, but those are some of the things you're gonna have to ask yourself. Okay, he get the bag from Jake Paul, now what? I mean, he just gonna ride off in the sunset and beat Gervonta Davis? And I don't know how the boxing game gonna look, you know, if he never fights any of the guys that we know that could have really shown his true ability and true talents. Because that's what it's all about. Being challenged in a real way, bro. Being challenged in a real way and standing on what you're standing on, your ability, your talents, and your dedication and commitment to the game. You know, that's all I ever known, bro. I don't know any other way. You feel me? But it's a good thing that he's gonna be getting all this bread. It's a good thing. Hey, he's successful. He you know, he did it. Now what? That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, gotta love the sport, bro. And a lot of, I'm not saying but a lot of fighters just love what the game give them. They don't love the game. You understand?
Yep.
They just love what they can get out the game. And you know, I don't know, I guess that's life, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But congratulations. You know, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a huge fight. Everybody gonna cover it. It's a spectacle. You know, it's a boxing spectacle. And so they're gonna tune in for that. But again, it's still aesthetics, bro. We gotta look at it. And I don't know how it's gonna look, a man being twice the size of a little guy. You know, Tank Davis is small, bro. I don't know how that's gonna look in a boxing ring, and then they, you know, trying to compete, or, you know, but they did say exhibition. I don't know what that means. When two guys step in the ring that's physically fit and that can do harm to each other, you know, I don't know what the exhibition means, what that means.
Yeah, I don't know either. I
So,
asked Nikisa, I said, look, what about this exhibition? Why wasn't it a pro fight? And Nikisa told me essentially it's fluid. He said, those are reports, nothing is solidified, things could change. So I guess we'll see if it ends up being a real fight. But I mean, at the end of the day, I just gotta ask you, and I know it's a tough question to answer, but if it were you, right? And you had that championship fight and maybe they offering you 5 to 10 M's, but then you got this fight over here and they say $40 million. You think that'd be a tough decision, or for you it's always been legacy?
You would hope that the legacy can, you would hope that the legacy can bring the same type of money that, you feel me, these exhibitions can. But these are unique type of situations, once in a lifetime. And I don't know where the sport is going, you know, more so in this direction, or, you know, more so back to what we're, you know, familiar with. But to be in that position, Tank Davis obviously is a, you know, world-renowned, you know, celebrity, pretty much. World-renowned celebrity. And they're going to get them numbers, bro. And today's game, that's what it's all about, the numbers. You know what I mean? But the numbers don't make you that fighter if you ain't that fighter. You know what I mean? I prefer to be that fighter and let the numbers chase me. You understand? That's I always stood on that, man, principle. You know what I mean? But I don't have nothing against nobody. Let that man get his money, let that man get his bread. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to fall back to the sport of boxing that gave me everything, bro. That gave me everything, gave me the opportunity to be Tank Davis and be who I became, the Magic Man. It's the sport of boxing. And so many people, like I said, they don't love the game. They just love what the game can give them, bro. And I think we need to put a lot more of that love back into the sport of boxing before we lose the sport.
Yeah.
Before we lose the sport, bro. Like, yeah.
I got you, champ. If he would have because again, we don't know what we're getting. I think with the Tyson, a lot of people who don't understand boxing, they thought, some people, and I don't know what your opinion on this was, but some people said maybe Mike was pulling punches. He could have hurt Jake. I didn't see that. I saw a young guy who, he knew better. He made right decisions. Hey, I'm not going to hurt this 60-year-old man. I'm going to win this fight. I don't think Jake's going to have that same level of empathy or mercy against Tank. I think he can go in there and try to fight him and let the outcome be what it is. If he knocks out Tank, all right, I don't think he can win in an exhibition. So if he stops him, let's just say, does that impact Tank's legacy?
Oh, yeah, well, Tank got to be the fighter in this fight. Of course, they're going to be, judging him a little bit more, harsher than Jake. But, yeah, I mean, size matter, bro, in a case like this. I don't know if bigger, stronger means better in this case. I know Tank got skills. He's quick. But just being able to get in on a guy that's 6'2" and that big, bro, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to look in the ring. I hope it looks good. I hope it looks competitive. I hope it don't, changing of our, opinions on what we're doing here. But I hope it's competitive. Whatever they do, I hope it's competitive, bro. And it don't look weird. You know what I mean? That's all.
But can he bounce back? Like, if he gets stopped by Jake Paul, can he still come back at 135 or that's a stain?
I don't know. I mean, that would be bad on his record. Of course, it would be a stain on his, legacy, because he's supposed to win against a guy that's just a YouTuber now that's turned pro. But Jake been learning. Jake looked good, on different things. I don't think for his raw skill set and talent that it's comparable. Yeah. The gift is, too far in between. Jake Paul's ability has come from hard work and commitment, and Tank abilities come from God-given talent.
Amen.
You see what I mean? It's a different thing, bro. Yeah. And I don't know how hopefully that makes it exciting. I don't know, but like I said, bro, as big as this thing is, if it don't look right, it should look crazy. It could have it could be repercussions. If it's exciting, if it's entertaining, if they squabbling and it's we can start cheering about some stuff. Then it's they win. It's a win-win for everybody if that fight can deliver. And I think that's the only thing we're waiting on. But right now, man, it's gonna take some getting used to. We're gonna have to really, you know what I mean?
A little bit.
We're gonna have to really visualize this thing, man. And a lot of things can happen when you step in that ring.
Yeah, for sure. Should he have fought Roach? Do you think he avoided him, ducked him, or anything like that? Or just this business decision?
I can't say, bro. It looks like it. It looks like he didn't want that. He didn't want to go back down that road, and Jake Paul saved him from that. Jake Paul saved him from that, bro. He got out, you know what I mean?
That's the one that's going viral, Chin. Yeah. That's a good one. Jake Paul saved him. Got you. I mean,
yeah. But that's the truth, it seems like. Yeah. And Roach, Roach came with it, bro. And it looks like through their familiarity of coming up in the amateurs and all that together, Roach really know him better than most fighters.
Might have heard
really
this one before.
Him, bro. You know what I mean? Roach know him, bro. So
yeah.
I think that was hindsight always 2020. I didn't think he wanted to go back down that. That was a tough out for him. At his best, Roach was going to be a tough out. But if he could have went in there and shut Roach down and maybe knock Roach out in the rematch, now you talking about a boxing icon, bro.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yep.
That's the difference.
Yep.
And he might end up being that anyway. But, man.
It's a different era.
It's a different era, bro. Different era. But if he would have straightened that out with Roach, bro, he could have been really the icon, face of the game, some shit like that. Like really running it like that, where he the Jake Paul of the game. Where, you know what I'm saying? Anybody he face, you feel me?
Yep.
It can be opposite. He can be picking and choosing these guys to make that kind of, bread and legacy in the game. But no matter what, man, They gonna get paid. You feel me? And if that's the name of the game, then they doing what they gotta do. You feel me?
I do.
They doing what they gotta do, bro.
You said something interesting, champ. You said if Tank, if he went about it a little bit differently, he could have put himself in position through boxing, through the traditional side of it, of being the draw. So it could have been the Jake of the game. I think that's very interesting you say that, because it begs the question: is Jake Paul the face of boxing today? I mean, the way he moves the needle, the events he puts on, the backing he gets, is that like a stretch to say? I mean, is he, or at least one of them?
He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. You feel me? And bringing a lot of attention to the sport. Not only that, bro, giving these fighters here in Central Florida area, bro, Central Florida area particularly, great opportunities, bro. Mari Jones, you feel me? The kid Harvey.
No, spectacular last night.
Even Jasmine Ortega. These are fighters that's been grinding, bro. I've been knowing that young lady almost 20 years. That lady, she been grinding, bro, year after year. And it wasn't a platform. It wasn't an outlet that can get all what they were doing out until MVP and Jake Paul came. Now we having almost at this beautiful location here at Caribbean Royale, they having almost a card a month. A card a month. Now we got a double header. So these fighters are working, bro. And that's what I like about what Jake Paul has done for boxing. He's brought a huge influx of cash, money, and status in the game of boxing, bro. And we needed that when you look at all the promoters that have fallen by the wayside. You feel me? Over the years. And then you have an MVP come in and make a footprint like this. I love what they're doing, bro. I love what they're doing. Mike Leonardi, Nikise, Badarian, everything that they're doing is a plus for boxing, because so many other people are being fed, bro. Being fed, and that's what it's all about. Opportunities, getting fights, becoming champion and moving on, and then giving back, to the people that are coming up behind you, bro. That's how we keep this thing going, bro. You feel me? Keep training these fighters so we can build more, stars in the game. And they can't become a star, bro, in the game until they get all the lessons. And it starts in the gym, bro. Not when you put a guy on that platform and they fall miserably because they hadn't got the lessons, and they ain't been training with nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can see this. Those are the guys we need to help. Get them in the right hands, bro. I think a lot of careers could have been saved, bro. A lot of careers could have been saved. They could have went in different trajectories, you feel me, up. When you look at a lot of these names, familiar names that we have became accustomed to, where are they now?
Yeah.
Where are they now?
Got you.
You know what I mean?
So I know, and especially for a purist, traditionalist, a champion, Hall of Famer like yourself, I know it might be hard to say, but is it far-fetched, champ, to say that Jake Paul is one of the faces, if not the face?
He's definitely one of the biggest movements in the game. You can't argue that.
Yeah.
With what they got going on, bro.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at the talent that they're developing, I think they're here to stay.
Yep.
They didn't just hang it on Jake Paul, Nick. They put it on Amanda Serrano. You feel
All the
me?
women.
And now they signing more ladies, and you see what the ladies just did up there in New York. So with this type of movement going on, and they keep developing prospects. Those are hell of fights, hell of 5 fights on that prospect card, and that was prospect 14.
Yeah.
This is the 14th show. They're gonna go on and on. Prospects, and these young men can get with a company that can build them from prospects, take them to contender, and take them to championship. Then you on the right team.
You cooking with grease.
But that's all you want.
Yeah.
Is opportunity, and you want to get with the promoter that's going to give you that opportunity. So I like what they're doing. I see what they're doing, and I can see what they're doing. They planting seeds, bro. And when you plant seeds, they can't do nothing but grow.
Yeah, bear fruit. There you go.
Can't do nothing but grow.